Good evening and thank you for joining us. Carly, I know the big day is here. You're excited? Hartman
Yes.
and MacArthur are in town.
Woohoo! They were on the gloves are off this morning, and it was like they came out for the barbecue. You know, the stars came out and the sun came out at the same time. It was fabulous.
It was actually a pretty nice day. Shauna, what are we looking forward to for the rest of the week?
It was fantastic this day. I don't know about the rest of the week, but as we take a look for today, on the first day of summer, currently in Lloydminster and in the border city, it is with a nice light westerly wind, 17 to 28 kilometers. How does that compare across the region? Lakeland and Battleford, same sort of conditions, very nice temperatures. How is that going to play out for the rest of the week? I'll have your full weather forecast coming up later in the program.
RCMP have released the identity of a woman involved in last Wednesday's suspicious death at a Cold Lake apartment complex. 19-year-old Samantha Joanne Wood was killed last week, and the results of an autopsy has ruled homicide as the cause. 21-year-old Xavier Joseph Gano faces a charge of first-degree murder as a result. Gano's next court appearance will be this upcoming Wednesday. 3 Midwest residents have been killed in what Vancouver police are describing as the worst crash in 5 years. Sources say 3 residents of the Marwayne Hutterite colony are dead, and 1 person is in critical condition after a car hit the back end of a bus on Monday evening. The victims were apparently in Vancouver for a medical appointment. A Vancouver police spokesperson said it appears the driver of the car was speeding and weaving through traffic, but it didn't appear to be a street race, and alcohol or drugs are not believed to be a factor. The names of those victims have not been released. 2 Ashburn men have been charged after a large amount of marijuana was found in a home last Saturday. The Lloydminster Rural Maidstone RCMP, with help from North Battleford's GIS and police dog services, searched a house in the 200 block of 2nd Street in Lashburn. Police seized a large quantity of marijuana as well as evidence of drug trafficking. Dean Harder and Purnell Harder both face drug trafficking charges. They will appear in Lloydminster's provincial court on July 26th. The heavy rainfall has been a blessing for some area farmers, but for others who don't harvest crops, it could be a curse. Jack Haskins has more now on how water is seeping into people's basements all across the prairies.
The recent downpour has created a busy time for the folks at Spectrum Restoration.
It's increased considerably. We've had lots of claims from septic backups to sump failures and seepage claims.
Sometimes basement flooding just happens, but in most cases there are steps you can take to protect your house.
Look around, see if your sump is working, if you have one. Check by your floor drain, see if water's coming up there. Just do some checking, especially around the perimeter of the basement. If it is coming in, that's where you'll notice it first usually.
If you rent a condo or apartment, there is another way of protecting your assets.
One of the biggest mistakes people do with insurance is renters don't have tenant insurance. And that's a big mistake.
When it comes to large-scale flooding, the city of Lloydminster hasn't encountered any major problems quite yet.
If anybody does see any localized flooding on the street, they should immediately contact our public works. We can get into situations where catch basins become plugged, and our crews can get out there and attend to any localized flooding that may occur.
Jack Haskins, Newcap News.
Alternative land use services is sprouting for the first time in Alberta. The national program is already being used in several other provinces and was adopted in Prince Edward Island in 2008 as a farm policy. Mike Baden explains how the Alus program is helping to reward local farmers for growing a healthier environment.
Round Rock Ranching has been around for 104 years and is now operating with 4th and 5th generation family members. Alus funds the farm for conserving and restoring natural capital.
We're being paid basically to provide environmental goods and services to the public.
The farm consists of nearly 80% natural rangeland, and McGrath continues to grow more and more grass each year.
We've seeded some native grass back down. We've put in several hundred trees. We fenced off some riparian zones, so the area around wetlands and stuff, so that they kind of self-restore.
Alus compensates farmers for their environmental methods.
It's just rewarding me for doing some of the things that I'm already doing and things that I believe in that are environmentally sound and good environmental practices.
There are a couple things that producers can do to improve their farms.
Some of it's just land utilization, taking marginal land and instead of farming it, seeding it to grass or species that are salt tolerant as an example, more suited to the specific environment.
For more information on the work that Alus does, go to deltawaterfowl.org.